I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, the proposition has tried to paint a picture that their scenario is perfect, but they forgot to mention that even if repayment for students that signed up for the student loan starts after they get a job or is employed, well, there should be an interest at some point. So the debt actually increases. Instead of paying back the original price, students they have to pay much more than they were told when they were still in the university. Well, of course, we want what's best for our students, universities, and also the government. But adapting student loans in Indonesia, well, if we do look in the current status quo, first of all, yes, many students are eager to study in their dream university. And second of all, yes, college is pretty expensive, and also scholarships are pretty competitive. So, should we really adapt student loans in Indonesia? Well, not quite. So, honorable judges, before I present my own arguments, I will first respond to the arguments that have been raised by the proposition and some reasons why it is not as good as it sounds. First of all, you can pay your loans after you get a job, so students can study peacefully without much economic worries. Well, that seems really great, but do remember, as I mentioned before, they do have to get a job, right? And the debt, the unpaid loans, will slowly increase as time goes. It's like a time ticking bomb, especially if the economic system in Indonesia has currently reached a record where right now rupiah is at its weakest, at its lowest. Now, what does this have to do with student loans? Well, as mentioned before, the debt increase as time goes, right? Well, by that, it kind of makes it worse because it may spike. The price can spike because of the current economic system. So the increase of debt is inconsistent. The interest is inconsistent. So it can be like um it can be like 5% every month after you get a job, and then suddenly because of the economic failure in Indonesia or the struggles of the economic system in Indonesia, well, then they may spike to 10% or even 50, right? That's outrageous. So that's gonna create big problems, right? Which is bad for all actors. It's not only the students. The now employed students who has to pay much more money, the government who's facing economic problems, and also the university worrying about both of those, knowing that it's obviously not only one student who signed up for a loan. Like they're obviously waiting, when is this graduate going to pay for their loans? And how are they going to pay for the loans? I mean, yes, as time goes, the price will go up, and the moment they will pay, the money is going to be quite a lot more in the first place than the first price, right? So yeah, it kind of benefits the university, but it also makes them worry, when is this student going to pay, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna take quite a long time for the student to actually pay that with a standard job, unless they become very successful, but low chance, right? Now, second of all, how we see scholarships is quite similar. Yes, they are very competitive, but it's kind of obvious why it's competitive. I mean, who doesn't want to go to college for free, or at least a few percentages cut off from the original fee? And no, the university will not face disadvantage for giving out scholarships, because I'm sure that there is a limited amount of scholarships being given out, and only given if the test score is the highest out of all those who sign up for scholarships. Obviously, university wants the best of the best, right? And third of all, most students who actually get scholarships, so scholarship isn't all that bad. It will benefit the universities. So usually, the students who get scholarships are usually the active ones in activities and also in class. When those students win something, discover something, or even invent something new, they will bring university's name. They will bring it with them, which will then bring that university some recognition to the other students, national and internationally. That's like high school graduates thinking, which university will I go to? Let me see some successful people, and then they will see that university's name. So, and also the government, right? So, because that university is located in Indonesia, well, that university will get recognized nationally and internationally, and also obviously the country will also be brought too. So both of them get equal benefits, which also means it not only benefits the winning student but also the university, making them reach at least top 10 universities in Indonesia. And now, I would like to continue to my few main arguments. First of all, the job field in Indonesia. There are so little businesses that need new employees, not only non-government companies, but basically everything. Then if so, how will the students that have graduated get a job? A job that will pay all of those loans, and if is the university really going to wait a long time until that student is going to get a job? Well, not only will the university be waiting, but is the graduate student will have a burden, lots to think and figure out, right? So how will I find and get accepted to work, not only to pay student loans but also to live a livable life, to eat, to pay rent, electricity bills, or to even get married, to have a family? Well, this causes a long-term worry and burden. But with the regular rules that has already been implemented in Indonesia, yes, it's expensive, college is expensive, but I mean, every time you have to pay for college fees, at least it does not increase as time goes. Year after year, first semester to last, it's the same amount that you have to pay. So it's consistent. And after graduation, when you have a job, you don't have to worry about debt, loans, decisions that you made 4 years ago as a fresh high school graduate wanting to get into college. So you're basically free. And second of all, even if a graduate successfully gets a high paying job, they will face higher taxes from the government. I mean, a win for the government, but the student, not so much. If the student becomes super successful, knows how business works and how the economic system works, actually they don't even have to pay taxes, and the student loans will not be a big problem. But as I say this, I think about a famous entrepreneurs, inventors like Elon Musk. But that's a small chance every graduate will be like him, right? And my last and third arguments comes to a question. Is the university and government really basically scamming the future students? I mean, first of all, when signing up for a loan, they pay the loan after they get a job, right? Yet the debt increases as you work time to time. Imagine those who doesn't work in a big sector, a big company, or maybe just as a supermarket cashier, delivery person, cleaner, and etc. Lots of burden. Second of all, I'm pretty sure if international students wants to enroll to university, they will get charged even more. I mean, don't get me started. They pay for delivery or go to a Gojek, and once you go to another place, they get charged 3 times more than us national Indonesian students ourselves. And third of all, I fear that some students may change their minds in the middle of the semester, like deciding they no longer want to study an architecture. Then I'm pretty sure the loan doesn't go the same way as like a regular graduate. Instead, they have to take immediate payments, which actually pressures the student, also causing the uni to worry if they will pay or not. Thank you, judges.